top story, gun violence strikes 3 students just moments after stepping outside their school. Tonight, neighbors are worried the violence is just creeping closer and closer to places that are supposed to be safe.
Well, because of your voting tendencies, your inclination and your proclivity to vote anything that has a D next to its name, especially when it comes to the president, you now have low-income housing in the suburbs. Okay? You now have a city where they're putting market rate affordable housing units in posh, previously exclusive high rises, where they're putting Section 8 and market rate and affordable housing in previously upper class neighborhoods all throughout the country. And you notice it. You guys have told me they're everywhere. Like, you can't, it used to be you could go places and not even trying to avoid them. Just, you'd go places and it just wouldn't be any Sun people there. It wasn't like you were trying to avoid them or anything like that. Now, they're everywhere. We're everywhere.
Violence is just creeping closer and closer to places that are supposed to be safe. Thank you for joining us tonight at 11. I'm Jim Rosenfield.
I'm Jacqueline London. Since the year began, NBC 10 has been on the scene of numerous shootings involving students happening just steps from their schools.
Now, you have to understand this. You have to understand this. This is not the school shootings from the country this year. These are all the school shootings in Philadelphia this year. And not one has made national news, not even regional news. Like, people in Baltimore don't know this happened. People in New York don't know any of these happened. None of these have even made regional news. If you're in another part of Pennsylvania, you might not know that this happened. There have been 6 school shootings in Philadelphia this year. And every victim in all of these shootings was a Sun team. All of them. All the victims and all the shooters.
I'm Jacqueline London. Since the year began, NBC 10 has been on the scene of numerous shootings involving students happening just steps from their schools. NBC 10's Brian Sheehan's been following this latest case since it first broke this afternoon.
I pray for Philadelphia every day. Every morning before I get out of bed, I pray for Philadelphia.
And it's getting worse every year. Every day. Every week. It's getting worse. So, I wonder what these women be thinking, man. Because, like, I figured this out a long time ago. I was like, one day it just hit me like Eureka. Like, dang. I've been praying to be a millionaire. I've been praying to be the most sexually attractive man on the planet for a long time, and I ain't got it, man. I've been praying to be the toughest dude. I ain't got it, man. Maybe my prayers don't work, man. Maybe that ain't the most effective way of getting what you want. And that hit me a while ago, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I was like, wait a second. Because, I'm around some people, and they always talking about they gonna pray for you. I'm like, but your life is trash. Like, the person that says they're gonna pray for you, their life is literally garbage. I'm talking about sewage, raw. Their life is raw sewage. And they told me they're going to pray for you. But wait a second, man. if you, so obviously you prayed for yourself, and your life is like literally landfill juice. Like when it rains on a landfill and the water just drains down the hill, you just take that in a cup and like boil it, and that's your life. But you gonna pray for me?
I pray for Philadelphia every day. Every morning before I get out of bed, I pray for Philadelphia.
Barbara Smith is frustrated with the city's gun violence. The decades-long resident of Nicetown, Tioga, came outside Monday afternoon to find her car riddled with bullet holes.
I do have 4 bullet holes. I think it's 4 now.
Smith's car was struck when gunmen opened fire, shooting 2 teens as they left Simon Gratz High School after classes dismissed around 2:45.
1:15, 1:16, they're brothers. They both live in the area and attend school. 1 shot to the leg and 1 shot to the side.
One of the bullets grazed a 17-year-old in the neck, but police say he wasn't seriously injured. The brothers, meanwhile, walked to nearby Temple University Hospital, where the 16-year-old was placed in critical condition and the 15-year-old in stable condition.
This is obviously the school area, and for something like that to happen is really disturbing, particularly because it's so close to children and homes. Crazy. It's crazy out here.
Another bullet missed James Murphy, but hit his car while he sat in the driver's seat, waiting to pick up his son from school.
Heard this pop, 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 pop. I look up, and I had to duck right down. A little red car pulled up, man. Somebody jumped out the back, popping.
Where all the fathers at, man? Listen, man. Being a father in the stand, man, is rough, man. Very rough. You're sitting in your car, waiting to pick up your kid outside of school, and
Heard this pop, 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 pop. I look up, and I had to duck right down. A little red car pulled up, man. Somebody jumped out the back, popping.
It don't make no kind of sense. I just pray that it all ends soon. I'm telling you, it's just, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what the solution is.
that's because there is no solution.
I'm telling you, it's just, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what the solution is.
According to the latest information from the city controller's office, 69 of the shooting victims in Philadelphia this year have been younger than 18. That's about 8%, which is similar to what the city...
A lot there that you might have missed. Make sure you hit the like button and make sure you hit the super chat, PayPal, Cash App, whatever. You might have missed that if you just, there's 69 victims. Yeah, under 18. That's really bad. It's egregious. However, that's only 8% of the shooting victims in your city. Like, I promise you, man. These little glider towns up and down the East Coast, I'm not for nothing. I mean, whether they have 5,000 or 50,000, these little towns, that's literally probably 20 years, 30 years, 40, 50 years worth of gunshot victims, 69 people. And everybody got a gun. I mean, everybody got a gun. Everybody. There's no solution.
Good evening. We're learning more today about a possible threat that sent Gananda School into lockout Wednesday. State police now say it was due to a social media post from a 17-year-old high school student there.
He was taken into custody last night. The post, police say, showed him posing with what appeared to be an assault rifle. Christian Garzone headed out to Gananda High School today, talked with the superintendent there this afternoon. He joins us now live with the latest. Christian.
Well, Adam, Teresa, officials are saying right now this looks like an isolated case. Now, details are still limited, but we're told the student was taken into custody off campus at his parents' home and charged with making a terroristic threat, which is a Class D felony. The discovery of this social post came about, we're told, after conversations about the Texas shooting between staff and students here. As soon as the school was made aware of the photo, they called police, and within 7 minutes, the Macedon police were on scene. The superintendent, Sean Van Scoy, says he understands the delay in getting some of this information out was stressful to parents. He wants to assure parents that while we're living in a very scary day and age, Gananda is working hard to protect students and the school. He says because there is such a great relationship here with faculty and students, they were able to learn about this posting, again, showing a student with what appears to be an assault rifle. Here's more on their conversation yesterday.
The need to share what they see on social media. The need to say something if they see something. So we said, see something, say something. Right, so as a result of those conversations in that classroom, a student approached a staff member about something they had heard. That staff member addressed me yesterday morning. We conducted a short investigation to find out whether or not that post was real. We obtained the image, and within 7 minutes, the Macedon Police Department was on site.
Wow. They ain't playing no more, man. Gananda. Okay, so the Gananda School District, 84% glider, 6% ombrito, 1% sir. Listen, man, I don't know who this kid was. I'm assuming that it was a glider kid. And somebody ratted him out. Somebody ratted him out. Went to the principal and told on him. I guess ain't no street code up here, Gananda. There's no street code up here, man. They not keeping it real up here, man. But look, man. These school shootings, as you see, they can happen anywhere. But they mostly happen at some schools. Like 90% of them. About 95% of them happen at some schools. However, man, salute to the kid that ratted, man. Salute to the stool pigeon, man. That told.
A student approached a staff member about something they had heard. That staff member, right, so as a result of those conversations in that classroom, a student approached a staff member about something they had heard. That staff member addressed me yesterday morning. We conducted a short investigation to find out whether or not that post was real. We obtained the image, and within 7 minutes, the Macedon Police Department was on site.
Quick response time there. And they ask parents to please be mindful of their students' social media posts. And again, if you see something alarming, say something to authorities. Live in Gananda, Christian Garzone, News 8. Adam, Teresa, right back to you.
Thanks, Christian. The student arrested is scheduled to be in court tomorrow in Wayne County. For updates as they come in tomorrow, follow News 8 on Facebook and Twitter.
The search continues for a group of teenagers who stabbed a man to death in LA's Gramercy Park neighborhood. CBS 2's Jake Reiner is live at LAPD headquarters in downtown LA with the latest on the investigation and cell phone video that recorded the whole thing. Jake.
That's right, Pat, and police say their investigation has come to a halt, which is why they're asking the public for help to catch these suspects.
They've exhausted all their leads. So now that, they've come to a kind of a dead end.
The hope is someone can identify these people and provide police with information leading to an arrest.
Wait a second, man. Wait a second, man. Nobody in the community knows it. And listen, man, if you've been following us on Ock Nation TV every Tuesday and Friday at 9:30 p.m., the link to that channel is in the description box. We have some very interesting conversations, and the main thing is that no group is better or worse than the other, because we've all obviously all survived through the years. There's been many hominid groups that have gone extinct, most notably Neanderthals, and but there's plenty of others that came and went. And the people you see today on the streets, they're descendants of the hominid groups that survived the test of time. So I don't think that, and that's all that matters with organisms. Every organism wants to survive and reproduce, and pass off the best genes to its offspring. That's it. Nothing else matters. The internet, trips to Cancun, going to a spa, getting a new outfit, traveling, none of that stuff matters. So all the groups have accomplished their goal up until this point. And we're not the same, we're all different. And when I see stuff like this, I'm like, yeah, this is just the difference, man. We're different. Okay? We're different. No one... Come on, man. Like, if you live in this community, just take all of us in the chat, for instance. You're on the news. Your picture's on the news. Your mom don't know that's you. Well, in certain communities, your dad don't know that's you. An uncle, an aunt, a co-worker. Hey, I saw your kid on the news. No one. The police have... 4. No one knows any of these people. These are school-age kids, no fellow students. It's just a complete code of silence. Wow. This is crazy. Like, I'm looking at these people and I'm like, well, I know I don't know them, but if I knew these people, I would know who that was. It's just bizarre. We're different, man.
The hope is someone can identify these people and provide police with information leading to an arrest, which is why investigators released this image of the 4 suspects along with cell phone video of the attack. It's been nearly 2 months since 33-year-old Dominic Lord got off the bus at 89th and Western in South LA for the last time. Once the bus drove off, you can see Lord surrounded by 4 suspects as they followed him down the street. Police say they were all arguing about what we don't quite know yet. But at one point, the 4 teens ranging in ages from 14 to 16 knock Lord to the ground. They kick him and stab him multiple times. Once the suspects bolt, Lord can be seen getting to his feet, but the injury's too severe. He ends up collapsing, and that's how firefighters eventually find him. They tried to save him, but he later died at the hospital.
These 4 little kids, I mean, they swarmed that man like a pack of bees, man. Like, literally, like he kicked over a beehive, man. And that was just crazy. I remember my buddy had a fish tank, and he would throw little pieces in. He had piranhas. Yeah, that's the lead. He had piranhas. He throw little stuff in there, like maybe some fish or like some pieces of fish. He put live fish in there too. And the piranhas, I mean, I'm talking about, it would be like they would just go to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, That's kind of like how it looked. It kind of looked like that. Like you dropped a guppy or a goldfish in a tank full of starving piranhas. Like it was 2 girls and 2 guys, and the girls were going at it harder than the guys. This one in the pink, this little thing right here, she was getting her issue. Man, salute, man. She must have had some bottled up anger or something. She was getting it. And the guy's literally like, I mean, he might not be the tallest guy in the world, but he was a stout figure. He was a grown man. You know, looked like he could have NFL running back. And they swarmed on, I don't know what happened. Maybe he said something to them on the bus. Because what usually happens is, little kids act crazy on the bus after school. And he might have said something to them. Y'all need to stop cussing, or y'all need to act like you got some sense. He thought it was the 50s. He probably thought it was the 50s, man. He probably thought he could set these kids straight. Give them. And man, they got off that bus and they descended on him. They descended on him like a pack of ravenous wolves, man. And yeah, he didn't make it.
It's been nearly 2 months since 33-year-old Dominic Lord got off the bus at 89th and Western in South LA for the last time. Once the bus drove off, you can see Lord surrounded by 4 suspects as they followed him down the street. Police say they were all arguing about what we don't quite know yet. But at one point, the 4 teens ranging in ages from 14 to 16 knock Lord to the ground. They kick him and stab him multiple times. Once the suspects bolt, Lord can be seen getting to his feet, but the injury's too severe. He ends up collapsing, and that's how firefighters eventually find him. They tried to save him, but he later died at the hospital. Despite needing the public's help, police also wanted to offer this safety message.
It's not worth the risk anymore to get involved in any kind of altercation, Be the bigger person, walk away, because at the end of the day, you don't want to lose your life over just a petty argument.
So again, 14 suspects, 2 boys, 2 girls, ages 14 to 16. If you know them, recognize them, or happen to be near the scene at the time of the stabbing on April 1st, you're asked to call LAPD. Still no word yet on a possible motive. Reporting live downtown, I'm Jake Reiner, CBS 2 News.
Jake.